Hello everyone, and welcome to Kenya O'Clock News and Real Talks, where we break down the biggest stories. Today's episode dives into a gripping story that crosses borders and tests the limits of human endurance. It's the ordeal of Kenyan activists Bob Njagi and Nick Oyoo, who vanished inside Uganda, detained by the military for 39 days. What happened to them behind those locked doors? Why were they targeted? And what does their story reveal about a growing wave of abductions silencing voices across East Africa? Stay tuned. This is not just a story about two men. It's a story about truth, power, and survival in a region where speaking up can cost you everything. It began in early October 2025. Bob and Nick had crossed into Uganda to meet with civil society partners and attend a youth democracy forum. Both men were known for documenting human rights abuses and amplifying calls for political reform. But somewhere on the road between Kampala and Entebbe, they disappeared. Witnesses recall a convoy of unmarked vehicles, a brief scuffle, and then silence. Their phones went dead, their families waited. Days turned into weeks. When the two finally resurfaced, 39 days later, they were gaunt, weak, and traumatized. They spoke of being held in Ugandan military facilities, cut off from the world. They described interrogations that lasted through the night, cells with no light, and food so scarce it felt like punishment. One of them told journalists, "I stopped counting the days because hope was the only thing I could still hold." Human rights organizations later confirmed the marks on their bodies, the dehydration, and the mental toll consistent with torture and starvation. Then came President Museveni's statement. He didn't deny the arrests, he justified them. Calling the two activists foreign agents and experts in riots, Museveni claimed their detention was a matter of national security. But critics saw something else, a familiar script used to criminalize dissent, a way to turn human rights defenders into enemies of the state. And this story isn't isolated. Across East Africa, similar disappearances have been reported. Journalists in Tanzania, student organizers in Uganda, digital campaigners in Kenya. One by one, voices of accountability are vanishing, replaced by whispers of fear. What's happening isn't just political, it's psychological. It tells citizens that silence is safety and speech is danger. But Bob Njagi and Nick Oyoo refuse to disappear quietly. Their return forced questions that can't be buried. Who ordered their detention? Why were they treated as criminals for demanding democracy? And how many others never make it back to tell their stories? As we end today's episode, remember this: freedom is fragile, and silence has never been neutral. Bob Njagi and Nick Oyoo's story is a warning, but it's also a reminder that even in darkness, truth finds its way back to the light. This has been Kenya O'Clock News, bringing you the stories that matter most. Stay tuned and stay informed.